Hello, everyone, and welcome to UGC League Season 14, brought to you by Vite Ramen. We are your friendly neighborhood casting duo, Waffles for Sid and Tropic Theory, kicking off this evening's matches. Now, we are going to start off with our round one of playoffs. We've seen these teams duke it out over the past 6 weeks to make it to this point, and we're going to start the evening with UTD Esports going up against Gaia Esports Asteria. Tropic, tell us a little bit about what's on the line for these two teams coming into playoffs.
Oh man, all 18 of these teams went through the season 14 6-week season coming in, working up to the playoffs point, and only the top 8 teams were chosen to continue on to the single elimination bracket. And today we are going to see the 4th team in the ranking, UTD Esports, and 15 Gaia Asteria come in and duke it out, and we will see who will be moving forward on to the next bracket. But the ego is on the line, the pride is on the line, but also money is on the line. Our wonderful sponsor, Vite Ramen, will be providing prize pools for these players. First prize will be getting a $50 Vite Ramen gift card for each of their players, valued at $300. Second place will be getting 30, and third place will be getting 20. So we definitely, the pride is on the line, the egos are on the line, and the money is on the line, Sid. And our first map will be Busan.
Yeah, well, like you said, there's a lot on the line, but we can't forget about the bragging rights online are on the line as well. You know, winning potentially this UGC league is nothing to scoff at, and we are here in our premier bracket. So these are our higher ranking teams, and they are here to prove themselves, and everybody has their eyes on one day branching into contenders. So I'm excited to see them really bring the heat and show us that competitive edge that they are seeking and have been working towards over the past 6 weeks. You mentioned we are going to kick it off here on Busan first, so that is a control map, which, you know, some of the dynamic between game tempo is a little bit different on control comparatively to our, you know, Assault 2CP hybrid maps. Being a bit of the aggressor tends to be more favorable, but we'll have to see who's actually ready to face each other head on.
100%, and we are gonna go into Mecha Base first. And you know, every week we want to have more Overwatch, and this week for playoffs we are getting more Overwatch with these teams going with a best of 5 or first to 3 format continuing for playoffs. So really excited to see these teams face off in Oasis here. You know, I really like the style of control maps, especially since you know, we had to see different team compositions coming up for each map. This one definitely goes more along the lines of that brawl because it's just such a close close space, which really lets the brawl style really shine through, especially with, you know, Blank on that May wall. Pretty good areas to provide that you know, that deadly wall to you know, get players off guard or something like that.
Yeah, well, there's also not any of that open column area like we'll see coming down later. Oh, looks like we're actually going to kick it off with a pause. So thankfully, you know, nothing too far has progressed. Maybe one last quick reboot here before the real match kicks off.
Shaking off those nerves.
Right. You know, just, you know, one more quick bathroom break. Last minute, coach, please. That's okay, you know. But like you said, we are gonna see everybody here in the Mecha Base pause over just as quickly as it popped in. So great that we are already back in the thick of it here. Gaia Esports pumping around to this outer edge here. Both teams opting to go for this high ground engage before moving on to the point itself. Gaia Esports dancing around the column here, looking for that opportunity as UTD looks like they are egging them on. The wall comes through, splitting off a member, and Lucio manages to skirt right around the wall and avoids that damage. Unfortunately for Gaia, though, their other members went down after that as UTD collapsed around them and continued to push forward. The Immortality Field has come through, keeping Louis alive and, well, enabling him to continue to cleave through Gaia after that. Point's gonna flip into UTD Esports' favor, and that'll have to be a reset.
Oh man, yeah, reset coming in for Gaia Esports, but UTD really playing very well, sustaining the team as Gaia Esports went ahead and had that barrage of cooldowns. UTD really holding off, kiting back and sustaining as we see Louis having that Earth Shatter immediately getting one on the one from that.
Yeah, nice little yield there. Those May walls have been really, really great coming through from both teams, actually, sectioning off a lot of different people. UCD Esports coming out on top after that. And, well, I think Gaia did a great job trying to push through on that May wall, but gotta hand it to Blank. His reaction was solid on that.
Yeah, you know, since both teams have the same composition, it is all about those May walls and which team is really going to be pouncing on that sooner. And right now, Blank's walls are really creating the value for UTD Esports to really get this this upper hand right now.
Gaia opens up with their amplification matrix, hurting UTD back. UTD does not want to be any part of that. No one wants to take damage from that. The Lucio, poor guy, just absolutely blocked off from his team and deleted so quickly on that front. Once again, Blank with just a killer wall.
Man, we have 60%, 65% and counting for UTD Esports right now. Gaia area really needs to utilize these ults that they've built up. We have a lot of zone ults coming up as they're taking this high ground once again.
We did another same May rotation with that wall as well. The high ground has been taken, and well, the May wall from UTD shutting down that fire strike coming out from Lolit's RJ. Now both teams are duking it out. The Earth Shatter comes through, and combined with that Diva Bomb, everybody has been wiped from Gaia Esports. What a great combination. We got 97% and counting. No one's going to be able to touch after that, especially after being walled off again.
Oh man, yeah, what a clean gameplay coming in from UTD side with these control maps. What teams really need, because there really isn't any sort of spawn advantage per se, since you know we have equal distance for both teams. What's really important is those picks coming in from the DPS. So Arrow and Blank were doing a great job building off of each other, utilizing those walls and getting the those picks needed to have the leg up in these fights for these control sides. We are going to be changing some characters coming in from Gaia Esports side, going in opting for the Hammond Sigma, as well as probably Excal is going to be going that Symmetra to just get that little bit of this boost. But Popple, we are going to have to see heads being clicked with Popple, and hopefully big burns to really get that, build that bob and sustain the fight for Gaia Esports and hold point.
Popple looking to make UTD extra crispy if possible from the dynamite. Gonna get some good value off that if possible, but wow, Excal getting in a lot of good pepper damage here from the air. This is a much more open map than we saw previously in the enclosed mecha base area. And well, that has opened up quite a lot of, we'll call it the Y-axis here, for those echoes to float around. Just the one echo. Right now, Popple just popping off on this side, manages to get that burning kill, and well, Lolit's RJ continuing to follow up on the damage being pumped out of the side here. Gaia Esports flipping this point around into their favor, and it looks like it's going to be quite the cleanup there after that.
Oh man, yeah, I really like this composition that Gaia Esports have put together. It really utilizes the terrain of the Sanctum map, especially that high ground. And Echo is just such a powerful character. We almost have Dupe already, which we might be seeing another Ryan on the playfield, which Ryan is just such a great character to duplicate because he is just, his ultimate shatter just really just zones and creates space for the team to play on. UTD going in this left side here. Hopefully they are able to get a hack off with Blank switch onto Sombra.
That switch onto Sombra is probably going to be a little bit more detrimental coming in for Lolit's RJ. Arrow gets the early pick onto the Zenyatta though to kick things off for UTD's most recent engagement, and Kinetic is following up after that. Looks like the Lucio gets that punch kill. Always great to see there. And Gaia Esports is now just getting herded off the point. They've managed to take down Arrow, but it doesn't look like they have the ability to continue pressuring the point and holding a presence on. Bob is sent in to contest it, but right now UTD Esports does have possession of the point as they continue to try to fend off Gaia Esports. Excal takes the kill there onto Blank. That Sombra removed from the picture is going to mean that Lolit's RJ has a lot more freedom to roll around, especially now that Excal gets another kill off of that. The Diva Bomb is thrown, doesn't find too much though. TinSpire trying to do their best, holding the point here as, well, like I said, UTD still has possession of this point. They're just ticking up and counting, and it is good to continue stalling on here as long as you can, regardless of all the kills coming in for each side. Right now it is a bit of a back and forth, but all in all, Gaia Esports does manage to find a couple kills as well. That DPS from Excal just absolutely nutty. He's finally taken down. Holy smokes. 79% and counting as the point is slowly being capped for Gaia Esports now.
Oh man, what a long fight that was. Just a really bit of stagger coming in from both sides, not wanting to give up that fight, but great job for UTG Esports coming in with 80% and counting, but Gaia capping at that 42 mark. We have quite a bit of ults, but UTD is playing for the EMP coming into play right now. Very close. So Blank has to get a lot of people within that EMP, but the team really needs to follow up or it will fall flat. So we will see if they're able to do that.
EMP is nothing without the follow-up, but the high noon from Arrow has been popped already. He gets taken down. He was quite low during it, and that dupe from Excal on the Diva has already come through. He gets demeched and, well, pops back in and launches his own self-destruct just as quickly, managing to find Kinetic on top of it. Holy smokes, Louis is literally 18 health there, needs some heals desperately as he charges away to try to retreat and regroup with his team. 84% and counting. Gaia Esports looking good here on this most recent map.
And you know, we are in last fight territory here. Blank needs to get a big EMP and the team needs to follow up. EMP bomb is a very great ultimate combination if you're able to get it. As he's looking for it right now.
Oh, a great early hack coming through onto the Hammond, and he is removed from the equation very quickly. EMP is still available, but not needed as everyone was reinforced by that sound barrier. Now it's popped, just sitting Bob completely neutral there on the point. He times out and leaves this fight. The res is successful onto Excal. Wow, that was incredible coming out from Clover. I'm surprised she didn't get booped away from that charging TinSpire Diva. Excal continuing to try to put in work and just gets a little bit more done with by the skin of his teeth. Right now, UTD Esports continuing to try to duke it out and stall this and take the point into their favor. Gaia Esports does manage to lose it and the flip comes through, and now they are going back and forth trying to continue to keep the point and flip it back into their favor. Gaia Esports knows that they just need to clear the point here, and it's 99%. I don't know if anyone from UTD is going to be able to touch and recontest again as overtime is trickling away. There it is, the Moira fade just barely makes it, and we can see Sombra finally uncloaks right there, uses that TP to stall a little bit longer, but right now it is a trickle game coming through. We can see the Hammond Louis here is just gonna keep rolling on a dream, doing his best there as UTD continues to trickle in. Really great coordination coming through from all of them trying to keep this point alive, but in the end the OT bar is gonna be too fast for them.
Oh man, taking it to a 1-to-1 here. Both teams do not want to get out on this first round and want to continue on to bracket. The pressure is definitely on there. You know, within these control maps, because we don't have that spawn advantage per se, those ultimates and being up in the ultimate economy is really important. And it was very important that Blank and TinSpire really need to get the combination of the EMP and bomb off, but unfortunately it did not come off, and it had to have been because of Popple's Bob coming onto the point, really disrupting the plan of attack. And ultimately, Popple's Bomb really set up the team for success on the Gaia Esports side coming in. So we will see how the team really plays with the verticality with the difference in both game compositions. More of that hybrid versus almost a full dive coming in from Gaia Esports.
And we're starting off with Blank on that Sombra now. So I wonder if they have recognized some of that threat coming in from people like Excal and Lolit's RJ and, you know, decided that they need to shut them down a bit. Clover does fall pretty low, but thankfully manages to, doesn't manage to escape enough. Blank using that very, almost OP passive of seeing when anyone is low, just to mow her down there those last little bits. Excal does go ahead and fall though, and the point is flipped over into UTD Esports' possession. Gaia Esports is getting cleaned up as they try to retreat, and they're gonna regroup here, spot their spawn.
Oh man, yeah, we are already regrouping in, and UTD already 50% to quite a bit of ults coming in. Very close to even Blank having their EMP almost halfway here. I'm really hoping to see a little bit more work done with creating chaos for LOL, it's RJ, with the ball, and having more of that slam in, and maybe a little bit of combination with Excal's sticky bombs, but ooh, Arrow already taking down.
With Popple out of the equation, it's going to be tough, especially with Arrow continuing to put that damage in. And he takes down Excal as well. Without Popple there to put any pressure on Arrow, he just has free reign to continue firing at the sky. And obviously, as a hit scan character, definitely one of the people chosen to counteract that aerial threat, is what we'll call her. So far, Lolit's RJ rolls through, does manage to escape though, and well, thankfully that D.Va DMs him and prevents those bullets from coming through because he would have been melted at the end. Great teamwork coming out from Shinobu, and it actually enables Lolit's RJ to get the kill in the backline onto Arrow. Oh, what a great flip coming through just by the skin of their teeth. Great job from Gaia Esports.
And great job that only the window was used for both teams as well. So both teams have these barrage of ults ready to use for this next brawl coming in. 69% was the percent that UTD was able to cap, and 15% in counting for Gaia Esports. Popple and Excal's, actually we have quite a bit of really great zone ulting, space creating, and you know, for Gaia Esports here as we continue.
We'll have to see what UTD does to punch through this new defense that Gaia Esports has been using. Excal goes ahead and flips the dupe there, and well, it looks like they're going to start trying to cap the point for themselves. They want to flip it over into their possession. They've only got 69%, so they have to get some kind of additional capping here on the point. Louis has that Earth Shatter, and he's just in the thick of those mines, also getting peppered from that Bob from behind. He is in between a rock and a hard place, but is managing to find the value. He goes for that rolling Hammond away as he continues to skirt around, and well, UTD now has possession, 80% and counting. Tropic. Gaia Esports is going to have to take a stand.
Yeah, they are definitely gonna have to take a stand, and only have Bomb to take a stand as we are approaching last fight territory here. Louis ready to use that shatter as needed, and Arrow ready with the high noon here shortly as well. UT is looking really with that leg up with the alt economy right now, so we will see how Gaia Esports utilizes this window and Bomb to hopefully take this point back.
So discouraging for Gaia Esports to push into a window there as the OT bar is triggered. It almost trickles down all the way, but once again, another great communication coming through as people are continuing to make sure they keep a presence on the point from Gaia Esports. Arrow's coming up big with that high noon, finding two, and now he decides he's going to skirt around and move along to the back line. Skolex puts up a fight of his own and holds his ground against him, discouraging him, but so far Gaia Esports is just continuing to try to trickle on. Oh, they were pushed back there just a bit at the end and couldn't quite stay on the point.
Ooh, that was a little unfortunate there. They were really trying to get on, but UTD really just having that pressure from Tinspire as we see the bomb play coming in here, just booping them off. So great plays coming in from UTD, really denying any sort of option to even get on point with that last fight here. But we are gonna head over to Dorado, our first payload map of the evening here. Same you know, diversity of the map terrain as Busan here. You know, that middle area, and especially that beginning area for Dorado just has a lot of verticality. So I'm curious if Gaia Esports will opt to continue this tank lineup with the Hammond and D.Va for that. And you know, I do like hybrid that UTD has going here. You know, D.Va with Tinspire is really able to try to hold off those folks on the high ground, or try to obtain high ground, which is a really important position that you want to be in as a team, especially with these maps that have those vertical areas.
And there, like you said, there's a lot of high ground in Dorado between the multiple buildings that you can dance on top of, or the long pathway above the bridge where you have to push the payload under, which essentially forces you to push underneath a rain of bullets, assuming that you haven't displaced them first, right? That's where those important rotations come around, and you know, the
Very
focus
true.
fire as well. But as far as Dorado is concerned, I also want to see. I think we're going to see more of that Echo and Ash. I thought that was a really good combination coming through. Wasn't always the most successful, but I have to say it was going to be tough going up against Arrow. Arrow has been popping off.
Hmm.
And with the complementary aspects that the Sombra was supporting with him as well, he was just taking down the opposing DPS. They were doing a great job teaming up.
No, 100%. And I'm curious if either of these teams will opt to do the Pharah aspect instead of the Echo. Pharah is a pretty good map, pretty good character on Dorado's map, especially that first point. So I'm curious if we might see some Pharah action. But I agree. I do like the combination with the Ash and the Echo, really raining from above with the Echo, and then also trying to take advantage of that high ground, with the Ash. And you know what? They were getting really great bombs off, which really, I gotta say that, they had Bob almost every fight that they needed it there. So, and Bob is a really, really great leg up to have, especially since he counts as a person on the payload, and that's what you really want when you're trying to struggle. You're trying to get those teams on, especially in an overtime situation or last fight situation. So really great option of an ult there.
Yeah, well, he's a bit tanky as well. He's got quite a large health pool. So it was great to see that EMP, saved a bit after he had already been thrown by Gaia Esports, right? He probably had maybe 3 or 4 seconds. And then finally the EMP comes through, nullifying the latter half, which to me is a pretty big brain play. They had that sound barrier already to reinforce them through that initial phase of Bob. And playing around and timing your ultimates that way, those are two different ultimates, right? And with EMP being used also defensively and offensively in that like big brain way, really clean job coming through.
Totally, yeah. And I really do like the change that Blank has opted to go on the, versus the Mei going on the Sombra. Sombra is a really strong character that can really, that EMP, or excuse me, the ability to hack somebody can go a very long way, especially if it's planned with your team,
Totally. Well, and Sombra, in my opinion, her ability to remove other people's abilities is kind of crazy in this game. In Overwatch, this is a game where your abilities make you special, and that's what helps you bring value. So when someone's special is to take away everything that makes you special and makes you bring value, essentially.
It's a rough situation. Especially if you are, a Rhine, for instance,
Totally.
and your ability is to protect the team with that shield, and that shield is no longer really rough coming in for something like that, but also really beneficial for the attacking team to have that communication and say, go on Rhine, they're hacked, no shield. Go, go, go.
I mean, you go from playing a game of Overwatch to essentially playing a game of Battlefield when you're hacked. You're like, oh, 3 bullets and I'm dead like a normal person. Versus, ooh, I'm this super OP, strong, frontline tank man.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
The hack is rough. It's never fun being hacked, but dang, is it powerful.
It does look like we will probably see more of that hybrid brawl coming from Gaia Esports instead. Exgal going on the Mei, and will we see a close hold here? It does look like we will see a close hold here on Dorado Sid for the defending side of Gaia Esports.
Gotta love that full court press. Hopefully that UTD Esports is going to be ready. We did have a side swap there for you all folks. And, well, right now, Gaia Esports has decided to go ahead and jump the gun there. They get walled up, and Lolitz RJ is the first person to go down from Gaia. Oh, man, that is going to be devastating for this full court press that they are trying to do. Once you lose one of your tanks, it's pretty much game over. And, well, they're going to clean up Gaia and continue to push this payload forward.
Oh man, you said it there. You hit the nail on the head right there, Sid. Once you have a key member going down for a full court hold like that, that's pretty much the end of the hold. Not a very successful full court hold coming in from Gaia Esports, really only burning down 30 seconds on the clock, but UTD doing the smart thing, going up ahead and taking this base from Gaia Esports, so hopefully push the payload underneath that rough spot that could be, and push it around the corner here.
Gaia Esports opting to stay here in this apartment complex while they wait a little bit for the correct opportunity to push around. We can see Popple putting a little bit of pressure around this side and then regrouping up with his team. Now UTD is looking to push forward here and trying to find a way to cleave in a bit. The Earthshatter comes through, dropping many members onto the ground, and UCD answers in kind as well. 2 kills coming through for Arrow. He has been absolutely deadly on that McCree, and well, Gaia Esports is going to get cleaned up as UTD is going to cap this first checkpoint with payload.
Man, and with just under 5 minutes on the clock for UTD to cap to the second point, and ultimates on the line here, I was really surprised to see Gaia Esports opt to hold into these tight rooms. Really deadly, especially when you have those 2 areas that these teams like UTD can use to pincer you off, and that's exactly what they did. Open up with High Noon right now, so we will see if this wall goes down enough to do it.
Oh, wow, a High Noon combo with the bomb as well. Almost just perfectly placed over that May wall to get the kills. Doesn't quite find it, so really great job but communicating that and kiting away from it by Gaia Esports. Not always the most successful there. We've seen those bombs actually find some value. And, well, now everyone has decided it is high ground time. Lucio's pushing the point down there, but Gaia Esports is going to continue to hold this high ground. I don't know if they're ready for Louis to come over and, oh, I thought he was going to come over and cleave at least once, not just throw one fire strike, but all in all, he is charging up that ultimate already at 50%. Lola's RJ, though, has his, and he is going to be getting aggro, looking for his. Maybe won't need to use it too much if the opposing Reinhardt is taken down. Doesn't quite find the kill onto it, and the blizzards are thrown. UCD is reinforced by their own sound barrier, but everyone is really cold on that. Right now, Gaia Esports now launches their own amp matrix and their own sound barrier to push UTD back. UCD, oh, Arrow finding the kill onto the high ground Popple, even though he was at that disadvantage of an angle. Great job coming out from him. He has just been slaying it this evening, and I would say Gaia Esports definitely needs to recognize him as a threat and start trying to contain him a little bit better. UTD rolling the car forward here, 3 minutes and counting on the clock as they pop their own amp matrix. The Diva Bomb comes through right behind it, and Louis is actually the person to get found. Can't quite flip the shield around in time. High Noon is popped by Arrow, doesn't find anything, but it does force Gaia Esports to give a little bit of ground and hide for cover for a moment. UTD now is on the run as Gaia Esports is chasing them out of their spawn and back to their own.
Oh man, yeah, Gaia Esports have put themselves in a really great position, really having that spawn advantage now as they force, UTD to push it just at the edge there. UTD no longer has a spawn advantage. This is really looking really rough, especially since they only have 2 ults available coming up to this mid-fight. Same thing for Gaia Esports though. Only 3 ults coming in, but Excal, Blizz can be really, really important. So I'm hoping that Tinspire is looking out for that to potentially eat it. Because if they do eat that, that'll be a big leg up for Gaia Esports, or excuse me, for UTD to push in here.
Gaia Esports opens up with their own amp matrix from across the way, and well, the Diva Bomb gets thrown again right over the top of it. Seems to be a very common thing coming out from both of these teams as the Blizzard is thrown from Gaia, freezing a ton of members of UTD. They are going down one after another, and after everyone's been holding still for a moment, it looks like they're just going to continue to fall. Tinspire does manage to sneak away with the skin of his teeth, but is demeched in the end. He's probably going to want to hop off to reset, and Gaia Esports doing a great job burning that time down, Tropic.
Oh yeah, they are looking really great right here, and the combination between Shinobu and Excal is incredible right now. Excal utilizing that wall to really get the most value out of Shinobu's bomb, and that is the coordination that I want to see coming in from UTD coming in right now. They are really struggling to take this point right now, so Blank really needs to get a big blizzard, and the team really needs to follow up on those kills to hopefully secure the second cap.
Right now, UTD is on the point, and it is still rolling forward a little bit. Now it's been contested as the High Noon spy arrow has been popped in the background. He gets sat on the ground mid-High Noon, though. Doesn't matter when the Amp Matrix is there. The Earthshatter came through, just completely denying that. The sound barrier also reinforcing Gaia Esports, and now UTD as well. both teams now duking it out on this point, trying to slug it out, and it's going back and forth. Popple drops his own high noon, and he does go down as well. Both McCree's not very successful on those high noons, and well, UTD manages to pull this one out and cap it here on the second checkpoint.
Yeah, a little bit of a messy fight there. Really surprised that Popple decided to utilize that, but you know, that was a make or break point that they wanted to really hold it there. XCal having that Blizzard coming into this next fight, and I really do like the positioning coming in from UTD right now, trying to hold this high ground and deny it from Gaia Esports, but they're going to push it up right here. We probably are going to see a brawl coming in right now.
It's about to get very dookie here as everyone is going to just slug it out. The Blizzard is good as XCal manages to find one kill already, and Shinobu goes down right after. Now Gaia Esports is having a heyday with these kills as they are going to continue cleaning house.
Oh man, XCal just having great Blizzards one after the other, catching people in them and just really continuing to burn this time down that UTD once had. We are only on sub 1 minute coming in right now, but Blink and Tinspire have those the bomb Blizz, which could be a deadly all combination. So I'm hoping to see that utilized right. Maybe a little bit of a distraction from Arrow first, and then we see those two come in.
Ant Matrix popped by UTD to kick off this engagement here. They're going to have that increased damage, and well, Gaia Esports needs to be careful not to get caught by any of those. The bomb is good, taken down. Lol, it's RJ. That is going to be devastating for Gaia as they have lost their tanks and, well, both ultimates that are online for them. Right now, Gaia Esports is going to be stuck in their spawn. I don't know if they're going to be able to come back out and recontest very easily, especially when that happens to poor XCal, even on his way out as he's been trying to hide. We have both tanks doing their best to work around the edge. They've got those ultimates online, and Popple has his own as well. Gaia Esports has a lot of resources to throw at it, but they have to be able to make it to the point if they're even going to throw it. Right now, UTD is doing a great job at continuing to zone them and push them out of the way. Shinobu throws that Diva Bomb, finding the Lucio, but right now, OT Bar is going to trickle down. UTD is managing to stay on the point here as they take down members of Gaia Esports one after another. Gaia just trying to do the trickle fight here. Lol, it's RJ has that, and doesn't quite manage to touch the point.
Oh man, what a strong beginning there for UTD and a strong end. A little bit of the mid fight getting a bit messy. They had a 5-minute time bank heading into it, but only ended on overtime. So Gaia Esports is definitely looking to potentially get a little bit more of a time bank, but they have to get to those 3 points, or else this map will end up going to UTD. Gaia Esports had such a strong defense coming in, and XCal was putting in so much work as that May. I'm hoping to see that on the attack as well, because it just works so well. The Blizzards were just creating so much value, and the team just continued to really pounce on those and getting the full value as you can with the Blizzard.
It was really great to see the Blizzard used in more than just a zoning ultimate, right? It was catching multiple members of UTD many times, and well, I don't want to cut Blank's Blizzard short either. He was also putting in some great work. I don't know if Gaia Esports is putting enough pressure onto Arrow. Arrow's been putting a lot of work in, getting those kills, even getting kills from a less advantageous position. Oh, but we're getting friendly here at the spawn doors. Everybody's waving. It looks like, not going to be too surprising. Oh, she's shaking her head. No. Please don't go out this door. Go out the other one.
I really like the Pharah, though, coming in here. That'll be really beneficial with this close hold that UTD is doing.
She's going to just not literally barrage them. She's going to berate them with her primary fire until her barrage is ready on that. Right now, UTD is continuing to stall the point here, even though they are in this small red building. Right now, the stun comes through. Lola's RJ just tossing and swinging away, trying to find that cleave damage. He's already at 60% with XCal at 90% for their barrage. Holy smokes, these ults are charging very quickly. I don't think UTD is going to be ready. Rocket Barrage has already been thrown, and it's only been 40 seconds into this match. There's the Earth Shatter laying everyone on the ground from UTD, and that is Gaia Esports' fight for the taking.
definitely got an esports fight, but UTD did a great job holding burning time for 1 minute. You know, that the whole point of that bit is to get those ults, burn those time banks, and hopefully force the other team to utilize those ults, which is exactly what UTD did. The barrage is gone, the shatter is gone, and UTD has those ults ready for the next fight as we continue on this corner.
We're going to push up here through the alleyways, and well, Excal is already taken down, and Pop will follow suit. One DPS is brought back for Gaia, but they are going to be down both a DPS and a tank, and it's going to be rough. Excal is managing to find the kill onto the Lucio, but now his pocket has been removed, and he is going to have to be so much more passive.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to be a little bit passive here, and it does look like Arrow's first target is going on to Clover, which, you know, Pharah is very powerful, but needs that blue beam to really get the full value of that pharmacy duo. So great target priority stitching coming in from Arrow, and we still have all the ults in the book for UTD, and also ult being built for Gaia Esports. So we are gonna go through a plethora of ults right now, and we will see if whose team is able to sustain those barrage of ults.
Oh man, Arrow just destroying members of Gaia Esports between the high noon and then winning the DPS duel. He is once again continuing to put in some great value for his team. That immortality field is forced out by Tinspire, forcing Gaia Esports to continue backing off and holding this corner here by the red building. Thankfully, UCD backed off a bit, just enough for them to regroup, and well, Excal is way over here in the back line, essentially just getting peppered and pressured by the McCree and the Baptiste also. Right now, though, the main fight is breaking out here on the payload. Bob has been thrown and is removed from the equation very quickly after that. UCD doing a good job focus firing him down, and once again repelling Gaia Esports. Poor Mercy, Clover falls so low and is taken down. The capitalization coming in from Tinspire after Arrow put in some serious chip damage. Great job coming through, continuously picking up those, you know, additional low health characters, Tropic.
Oh man, yeah, I am really second guessing this for continued Pharah choice coming in here, but you know what, Gaia Esports has quite a bit of ults coming in, and especially the combination of the bomb and the barrage could really be beneficial as we're approaching last fight territory.
Oh, and the barrage is shut down very quickly. Tinspire taking her out of the equation. Looks like Gaia Esports is still continuing to opt for a gentle regroup here in a little bit of the streets. Excal is actually moving over to that Doom Fist, so some one punchable ability there, and we'll have to see if he can actually bring a lot of value here. He can skirt around to the side, maybe displace some of those healers and get a good pick to give Gaia Esports an advantage moving into this next fight. Right now, Tinspire going in. Oh, nope. Opting to stay here a little bit more passive as Shinobu is on the point. He does get frozen, and well, he is going to have to throw that Diva Bomb as well. The breeze comes through, and the Diva Bomb to capitalize from Tinspire, removing members from the equation, and well, it is just chaos on the point as there are ultimates flying left and right. OZ Bar is now trickling down as Gaia Esports cannot get back on the point.
Oh man, what a hole coming in from UTD. I gotta say, Sid, that beginning choice to utilize that Pharah, perfect for the situation of having that full court press hold. But you know, because you have the main team that can do the damage from that front side, and then Pharah can, you know, do that important damage from the backside, distracting the team and making them turn around as, you know, really setting up and enabling LOL's RJ's play the game right there. But continuing on throughout it, especially since Arrow was doing a great job at really countering that, not sure about that. You know, it seemed like there was a little bit more success coming in with the Doomfist, and I really liked the Doomfist combination with the ball. So hopefully, coming into Blizzard World, we will see a little bit more of that. But before we continue on to that, we are actually going to take a quick break. So grab that popcorn, grab those drinks, and we will see you right here in a couple minutes.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Round 1 playoffs of UGC League. If you're just joining us, we are here seeing UTD Esports face off against Gaia Esports Asteria. Now, we're currently a 2-1 in favor of UTD, so we gotta see Gaia Esports really, turn it around here for this next map coming up at Blizzard World. Tropic, we've seen some good things come out from Gaia Esports in some really solid moments, but looks like they have been struggling a little bit to combat against UTD's hit scan of Arrow here on that McCree. What do you think we need to see coming out, and how can Gaia Esports maybe turn this around to reverse sweep here for the playoffs match?
Well, this map, Blizzard World, is going to be the important map of the evening because it is a 0-2 right now in favor of UTD. And if UTD wins this map, that is it. Gaia Esports is out for Season 14 of UGC. But if they don't, Gaia Esports, this could be the setup for a reverse sweep. So we will see. We all love a good old reverse sweep. So we will see how they're able to defend on this map for Blizzard World. I'm really hoping to see that Ash again. I gotta say, Popple has been popping off on the Ash, and those burns are just so deadly. And though we didn't see a whole lot of Bob action coming in from last map on Dorado, this map in particular could be a good Bob map. Especially in the beginning there, you have that high ground that Popple, if he decides to go on the Ash, could really deny UTD that space. So we will see.
You are right. We'll have to see if Popple can continue denying that space. I don't know if they're ready for Arrow. Arrow has just, if he's staying on this McCree, oh my goodness, he's been so lethal on it, and I am truly concerned for Excal if he continues to stay on this Pharah. We saw him be on that Pharah for the last map, and to be honest, it wasn't just Arrow that was pumping the damage into him. We had people following up on him and his Mercy Pocket from both Arrow and Skolix on that Baptiste. We make the joke about Bap being DPS, and he was definitely trying to show us a little bit of that as well, putting that good pressure from very, very far away. We saw that Excal was crazy far in the back line at one point. And well, if the McCree and the BAP weren't enough pressure, you also have Tinspire on that Diva getting that last final chip damage, whether it be on the Mercy or the Pharah. And we've already established that Pharah without that pocket is not nearly as confident or as scary.
And not as fun for the Pharah either.
I mean, every DPS is going to say it's not as fun without their pocket.
Very true. Be my pocket. But you are completely right. UTD is really set up to counter those flying characters, even with Excal on the Echo. As well as, UTD was doing a really great job last round, really playing the sidelines away from the Pharah coming in. So hopefully we have a little bit more success having that Echo and having a little more versatility with that tool. Barrage is a really powerful ult, but having the ability to duplicate any character on the opposing team is also a very powerful ult, because we have all seen those times where we got 2 Rans on the field or 2 monkeys, and that is very intimidating. Scary.
And I will say that the Pharah Barrage is an extremely vulnerable ultimate, right? There are a few people who have very vulnerable ultimates. I would argue Diva also falls within that category, since she is very squishy after she has thrown her bomb. Popple, though, kicking it off here with the first blood coming through for Gaia Esports. They are on the assault to lead, or to open up Blizzard World. And Excal is just continuing to pepper damage into UTD. UTD has decided to go down into this Snacks Ramas little store here on the side. And well, UCD has decided to just continue to bunker up in there a bit. Arrow here is in the back line, maybe looking for a victim, and is spotted out. He does have the reinforcement of Tinspire though, so nobody's gonna collapse on him. He's not solo. Right now, Louis decides he needs to charge back and regroup with his team a bit as kills are coming through for both sides. Now UTD has actually lost both of their DPS, and Gaia Esports needs to hit the go button on that. Shinobu putting in some good work, but oh, Tinspire is looking at those healers and the other members on the point. I don't know if it's going to be enough, and well, right now, a great job coming through from Gaia Esports.
Yeah, what a great hole coming in, and there it is, that infamous Popple Bob coming in for the play for this next Raw fight. But I do like that switch that Blank has, going back to the EMP, or excuse me, the Sombra, having that great EMP is what I meant.
Well, EMP can totally... EMP can totally be a single ult throw to win a fight, right? You could end a fight before it even starts with EMP. Totally. And if the capitalization is there, it could be so devastating for Gaia Esports. But you got to have the big enough brain to be able to pull off a play like that. And it's not just the Sombra. It has to be the whole team pulling off a play like that. We'll have to see if they can make any magic happen. 2 people go down from Gaia Esports though, and right now UTD has a massive advantage. They're popping a lot of ultimates on top of the Amp Matrix as well. Arrow just using that for a bit of zoning. Not sure I personally would have committed that on top of it, but that's going to be a first checkpoint cap with a hearty 4-minute time bank.
4-minute time bank, but Gaia Esports has all the ults in the world to defend on this second point right now. Quite a bit of really great zone spacing ults coming in as well. And Blank 55% and counting as we are beginning to push this payload over here. I do like the setup that Gaia Esports has on this high ground. You know, really denying that space for UTD to try to make a mark on him.
Blank looking for a victim. Quietly, sneakily, waiting. Is he going to be scoped out? Oh, wow. I thought Shinobu was just going to do any kind of pepper spray towards his direction. I'm surprised that they're not searching for that Sombra a little bit more, I would say paranoid in a more paranoid sense. When I know there's a Sombra on the map, I am constantly flipping around trying to just graze her in any fashion. But doesn't look like she decides to pull the trigger on anything quite yet, just given that really valuable information back to her team as far as positioning and, you know, where and when to be. Right now, UCD does need to push this payload, but they've decided to opt to move around to this high ground for a rotation to open things up. Blank probably looking for that health back that's not hacked in his favor, and oh, manages to try to hack, doesn't quite find it, and well, UTD now is coming in strong with Arrow finding a couple kills. Now Excal has popped that dupe and pops the Diva Bomb on top of it and is brought out of that very quickly. He does manages to find the kill onto the Lucio, but I don't know if it's going to be enough as members of Gaia Esports are retreating now back to the high ground. Tinspire trying to put some pressure up there and take ground, but it's going to be hopefully one more engage coming through for Gaia Esports before the payload touches this second checkpoint. Bob is thrown on top of it now, trying to keep any kind of presence on the point additionally. And well, there it is. The payload does come to a little bit of a stall here as UTD is herded back, Tropic.
Yeah, herded back, but quite a bit of important ults coming online as they get that window out, and the EP comes follow, but no, Swarty is able to get that trans, saving the team for a while, but no, the beat is pushed out from Kinetic, Bomb is pushed out as well as UTD is trying to get on this payload. Ults are being pushed as Gaia Esports is doing all in their favor to be able to hold this down right here as we even push out Dupe coming in, duping another Rhine. It does not look like we will be able to hold this, Sosin.
Really good attempt by Gaia Esports to try to stall it out here before this second checkpoint is actually touched by the payload. It's a much easier place to hold, especially when you have that spawn advantage. And, well, poor Clover, hacked and staggered just so nastily, trying to be any kind of threat to make them kill her and give her the reset she needs.
Yeah.
Oh man, just breaks your heart. It's rough. We're healers.
It's as if you know, you fly off the edge and you're hoping your teammate will get to the edge to save you as you guardian angel down to your death.
slowly float down to the abyss. So not frustrating at all.
No, exactly. It's the best feeling in the world. I love it.
But Gaia Esports, managing to continue putting up a good fight here in this last inside out area of the third point coming up. UTD pushing the payload forward, and the Earth Shatter comes through. It doesn't find anyone though, a little bit out of its range, just barely, and there is everyone slinging it out here on the point. It's a bit scrappy, and now Gaia Esports has members going down. Looks like they weren't able to quite focus fire their targets, as it's just the healers and Ash left to continue defending the payload and putting up some kind of fight. We gotta be careful of the Schwartzy's right click, but he is still very squishy. Now Lola's RJ has come back. He's been hacked already. Oh man, he was gonna probably come down for a nasty pile driver, but definitely deferred very quickly. Blank is gonna have that EMP Tropic, so could be super nasty for this next engage.
Yeah, it is important for Schwartzy to be able to hide and trans out once again. Or, that could be, if they're able to get a big EMP, that could be it for this fight. 1 minute on the clock and counting down as we're approaching last fight territory. Maybe a fight or two left, but they're definitely setting up for the utilization of these important ults, their win condition.
Wow, it is stressful sometimes watching Blank not get detected and then get detected. Right now, UTD is continuing to roll this payload forward, though, as the kills are coming through in their favor. The EMP comes through, and there's the trance from Schwartzy. He manages to avoid it again. Really great job coming through from him, but it's just him in the Mercy. The payload's going to move forward, and that is going to be a round one completion with only 35 seconds left on the clock, so a lot of that was burned down comparatively to the first couple checkpoints we saw.
Yeah, only 35 seconds, but at least it is an overtime, which is very important on these maps. If they did get it to 0 without any overtime on the clock, then you know what? If Gaia Esports did have a little bit of time, they would have had the opportunity to make it instead of having a draw, if the winning point could potentially go to them. So very ideal world, very ideal for UTD to have, even if it's 35 seconds, a little bit of time on the clock here. We will see UTD hold this on their turn to defend, and it looks like we will be seeing the famous Torbjorn coming in from Blank. And that brings up the question, Sid. When and where will we see the attempt to get the hammer kill on Blizzworld?
Between both hammers now on UTD, right? It is absolutely hammer time. You got the Torb, you got the Rhine, and will we see Excal
choose to do Blank just to try to get his own hammer time on?
Oh man, 3 on the court. That would be so great to see. We've seen when it's, a little bit crazy with 3 different monkeys juggling, 2 of which are nanoed, of course, right? But that duplicate, just such a powerful ultimate, and to be honest, it puts a lot of pressure on the DPS's shoulders to make that judgment call, right? Who is actually the person I need to duplicate to bring the most value to this fight? Is that a support? Is it a fellow DPS? Or is it going to be one of those space-making, space-taking tanky players? Excal, though, definitely not going to have to make that decision quite yet, as he was taken down. Clover manages to bring him back, though, after a few seconds. Nobody decides to guard or pressure the body there. UTD still holding this nice, basically on the point itself. A bit of high ground as well. With Schwartzy taken down, they do get aggressive, and Arrow has been looking to the sky, not quite finding the same kills as we've seen in the past, but the Diva taking the front lines here and continuing to pepper the damage in and cover the retreat out.
I really like this positioning that UTD is holding. Recognizing that Lawless JR is trying to peek around on the right side and go behind distract, but Blank taking the lower ground instead of opting to that high ground to poke him out. Great positioning, great sustain coming in from UTD Esports, and Gaia just really needs an opening here. But with these Dupe and the Bob coming into play, that might be the opening pick that they choose to, to make, especially since they have 235 and counting down.
UTD Esports pops that Amp Matrix, and the high noon through it, gets 3 people, and of course, if a hat trick wasn't enough for Arrow, 1 more to close it out onto the Mercy. A great stagger coming through, and a great time burner as well.
Okay, perfect.
Great time burner and also great stack in ults coming up. You know, UTD has the same ults coming up as well, and it's going to be very important for Kinetic to get that beat up because Gaia Esports is ready to pop those Q buttons to hopefully cap this first point here with 2 minutes on the clock and counting down.
That's right, popping ultimates with Q or triangle. If you're a console player out there, shout out to you all. So far, UTD is continuing to hold this basically on-point type of line here. Bob is thrown by Gaia Esports to put pressure on, and well, that's going to bring some different angles of attack into play for Gaia as they continue to press forward. Molten Core comes through from Blank though, and that's going to be tough, making a lot of different areas inaccessible. The High Noon from Excal basically used to reload and absolutely replenish their health bar on top of it. Dupe not needed at all for the actual offensive capabilities, and Gaia Esports comes out on top after that fight, managing to cap, or at least cap this first couple checkpoints. I don't think they're going to be able to recontest, as Lola's RJ is doing a great job taking space.
Yeah, Lola's RJ is doing a really great job at really displacing the backline and just creating chaos for UTD to have to focus on and try to get him down here. And you know, both teams really use quite a bit of ults coming in, but Gaia Esports is looking a little bit on the leg upside as they have the mine, the bob, and the bomb coming into play. And we've seen how great Popple's bob has been for Gaia Esports, really being a 7th person to really keep that payload in motion.
I do feel like Arrow has been mitigated a lot better this most recent round for Blizzard World, but Lola's RJ just devastating with those mines as well. Tanks are going a little bit back and forth here, and Gaia Esports actually losing a couple members as well. They are going to have that spawn advantage and be able to continue rolling the point forward.
Rolling it forward, and you know, we have quite a bit of ults coming in favor as well. UTD Blank, I do like the change that Blank has for the Tracer. That's going to be really, he's definitely really trying to display Swartzy in the back line, and as well as Popple. We'll see if his sneakiness is able to get it.
Oh, almost one clip there.
Ooh.
You know, really pristine one clip, but that is going to be plenty with the double kill coming in for his favor. A nice dance around coming through.
Yeah, great great defense coming in from UTD as Blank. Oh my goodness, just deadly on this Tracer and already almost has that pulse bomb, Sid.
Finally, Popple just removes him from the equation, not until after he's cleaved away 4 of their own players. They have to give the res to Schwartzy to bring him back and, well, mitigate some of that amazing work that Blank was just pumping into Gaia. So far, UTD is taking a defensive position here underneath the bridge near the payload. This is a good spot here. There's a lot of angles that you can continue to attack the aggressors here as they try to push forward into your own defense. Clover going down first, though. Blank once again coming out on top as that DPS, and well, it is going to be tough for Gaia Esports to continue holding any kind of sustainability or this front line without their main healer. I don't know who's going to go back to pick them up either.
Yeah, you know what? UTD is doing a great job right now at changing to that Tracer and just really antagonizing that backline. Hopefully this Velox that's popped by Clover is hopefully that enabler for the team.
2 kills coming through for UTD. Even though the dupe has been popped by Excal, he has decided to copy the Reinhardt as well, and he gets taken out of that dupe, not able to quite find the shatter. He gets removed from the equation, and Gaia Esports is once again gonna be forced to reset here. 45 seconds left on the clock, and well, Baby Diva, oh, the poor thing is gonna get staggered so badly.
And we are in last fight territory here, and Gaia Esports is set up with the mines and the bobs to push onto payload right now in this last fight. They really need to push this to 3 points, or else the match will go to UTD this round. Hopefully, you know, they're able to get a big mines coming in to really zone off, and hopefully that bomb is right to follow up.
Oh man, Blank is on a mission, and he is looking for someone to hunt down in the backline. The Earth Shatter comes through, dropping down the members of Gaia Esports here, and there's the capitalization coming through. Excal trying to put in work all by himself, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. So far, UTD is doing a great job defensively. Arrow pops that High Noon, and that's going to be all she wrote there as UTD goes ahead and takes this with a clean 3-0 victory this evening.
Oh man, what a first game for our playoff celebration through the week, but there was Excal with that deadly echo coming in. Oh,
and it's
man.
a shutdown play. This is going to be great.
Coming in the background there. And, ooh, gnarly,
So great.
that beam coming in. Oh man. We've all been there when you're so low and then Echo decides to beam you to death and you're like, no.
Right, that focus beam, I mean, it should maybe be renamed the delete beam.
Yeah.
Since
Very
it's
true.
as a hard shredder. Very comparable to that sim beam when she's finally charged up, but just having that as a normal resource utility on a cooldown. Ouchie.
Ouch.
Feeling
Very.
crispy, if not from the dynamite. But all in all, really fantastic job. Congratulations, of course, to UTD for their victory here in the round 1 of playoffs. They will be progressing forward next week. So, we'll have to see what they do and what they bring to the table into round 2 of the playoffs. Tropic, we saw a lot of really good gameplay come out back and forth from the two teams. And I'm really hoping to see UTD continue to bring that consistency in next week's games. And honestly, the great DPS play coming out from their team. But between Arrow and Blank,
Ooh,
good luck up there.
Oh my goodness, I'm right there with you. I'm pretty excited to see them continue on through the brackets, and hopefully we're able to see Gaia Esports Asteria next year, or not next year, in the next season of UGC.
Totally.
And just great plays all around, and great job at getting this far, guys. But once again, congratulations UTD Esports for continuing on to the brackets of playoffs for season 14 of UGC.
Yeah, it was, technically the score shows a pretty clean victory there, but Gaia Esports definitely put up a very good fight, and there was some back and forth going along.
100%.
Now, folks, we're wrapping up for the evening here. Before we get going, we cannot forget to thank our awesome sponsor for both the prize pool and making this happen for you all, Vite Ramen. Big thank you there. Tropic, we also can't forget to thank the awesome production team that brings you all the magic that you all see here today and that you've been seeing in the past weeks and coming up. So many ands. They make the magic happen. We absolutely can't forget to thank them.
No, we can't. Ben Bigelow and Knights of Me. Thank you as always for producing and observing for us. And oh man, it is getting to that time of night where we hate to get to, but folks, we have quite a setup for you for playoffs, so you don't want to miss it. We will have more to come next week. Same time, same place for Sid and I will be casting once again the playoffs for UGC. Next week matches, we will be seeing who will get to our grand final, so that is something you definitely don't want to miss here. And as always, if you enjoyed the cast, definitely go down below, select that like button and subscribe, as well as if you enjoy Sid and I, definitely catch us on our Twitches right below as well, or Twitters right below as well. But say it ain't so, but we gotta say goodbye here at our lovely Friday UGC matches. Don't miss next week. You definitely want to see who is going to be making it to grand finals next week. So don't miss the action. And as always, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for joining us today. And we hope to see you next week, where we will see you here, there, and on air. So until then, bye-bye.